doing? How we doing?
How's it going?
Good.
What's the Player of the Week recognition in Indiana?
Obviously it's you're honored to receive that award. They donate to a charity of my choice, so that's pretty cool. And really, it's more of a team offensive award. Just speaks volumes to the guys I'm playing around, the entire offense as a whole. The quarterback gets a lot of the attention, obviously, but all the guys play well, and I think all of us we can accept that together.
Do you remember when you won it as a rookie?
I'm not sure exactly the game, but I do remember. Yeah, I do.
What charity did you choose?
I have my own, so Seven Sunday Heroes Foundation. We've been hosting, underprivileged youth at the games here in Seattle for a couple years now, and so that's something I've been, adamant about my entire career is just philanthropy and giving back. And we do a lot of stuff down in Miami, Florida, where I'm from, and looking to do more as well in Seattle.
What do you get out of that? What have you learned?
Really, it's just about giving back. Allowing guys who look like myself, young ladies who look like myself, and just in the area, some people who may be dealing with things, just to show them a good time. Have them at a game, their family members, kind of brighten their day if we can, and for the most part, it's just helping people out. Just I have a heart for giving and enjoy helping people out.
Is it mostly kids from here, or has it been a mix of you brought kids out from Miami to go to games here?
So it's been just kids from locally in the area, and when I was on other teams, it was the same thing. And then obviously when I'm back home, we do things like that as well back home.
How much do they give?
For the charity, I'm not sure exactly the amount, but I'll figure that out. But I'm not sure the amount, but I think it's something nice.
Saw New Orleans just last year. How similar or different are they on defense?
I think they have a lot of similarities. Obviously, bringing back a ton of guys, starting with their middle linebacker Demario, Cam Jordan up front. They got 23 Lattimore in the back end. They got some additions as well with Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May. A few other guys have signed over as free agents, as well as some guys they've drafted. But overall, man, they present the same challenges. Very good on third downs. Presented a lot of tough looks. Some things that we have to be ready for and adjust to. And then overall, same mentality as well for them. It's being aggressive. They have an aggressive style of defense. They want to be an attacking defense and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Started a bunch of games since then. You had a whole training camp, all that. How much more prepared maybe do you feel like you are versus when it was your second start against them last year?
I may be a little more comfortable in the offense, but I felt prepared then as well. I think now it's just going to be about welcoming the new challenges and all the different things. I'm pretty sure they'll have some different looks and some things that we're not going to see on tape. That's what I think they do a great job at. So us being ready to adjust and just use our rules, and go with what we know as far as the looks, and then communication on the sideline, getting to different things.
You said after the Detroit game you could still get better. Is there a specific thing or two you look at and be like, yeah, this is something I could do better going forward?
Just everything. I'm always going to be my own toughest critic, and so I always feel like I can play better. In that game specifically, I feel like I left a touchdown out there, won the title Lockett, and then just accuracy and things like that. Those are the things my reads, my footwork, my accuracy. I'm hard on myself on those things, and I still feel like I'm growing in those areas, so I can definitely get better.
On the other side of that question, what do you feel like you've done best over the first 4 games?
Just moving the chains. I feel like as an offense, we've done a great job at moving the chains, staying in manageable situations, being really good on first and second downs, and then overall just, trying to win games. What I'm good at, I don't really think about it like that. I think about us as a whole. What are we great at? And I think we've done a great job at moving the chains and being consistent in that area.
Besides the whole team meetings, how many individual or little group meetings are you a part of in any given week as you prepare for a game?
Yeah, we do a bunch of them. When Russ was here, we used to come together and do it collectively on Tuesdays. But me now, I'm more of a, I Zoom call, FaceTime these guys when they're at home, just to give them more time to be at home. And I FaceTime them and go over the game plan and certain things that we're seeing. And for the most part, I do it myself individually with each specific guy. And so it's not more of a collective thing where what it used to be was collective. Now it's more just me calling those guys and getting on the phone with them and talking them through certain things in the game plan.
You call every guy on the offense every Tuesday?
Not every single guy, but just the guys who are we got certain things that I need them to see on tape and need them to see as far as the player they're going against or certain leverages or certain looks.
Russell used to give a test at the end of every week. Do you do something similar like that or at all?
No, not at all.
So do you like meet with just you and Shane at all, or maybe you Drew and Shane, or you Drew Shane, or Shane and Dave, or
Yeah, we got all those. You got all those. I mean, it's me and Shane, and then it's Drew and I and Sean, and then all of us together as a group. So we're just continuously meeting and talking and texting and just communicating however we can.
How would you describe the sort of the evolution of your relationship with Shane and how that's grown from last year to where it is now?
I think it's growing. What I will say about Shane is that he does a great job with all the guys, not just me. He's still coaching Drew, still coaching Sean, and collectively as a group, that's kind of how we work as a whole, not just individual. But our relationship had already been great, and it's just continuing to grow. I think as we continue to play more and more games, different aspects of that relationship will grow, and we'll learn from certain things. But overall, I know Shane trusts me and I trust him, and I think that's the important thing.
I apologize if this question's already been asked, but what do you take from the game film last year against the Saints that might be useful this week?
Yeah, good question. I just think all the looks they gave us, they gave us a bunch of tough looks on third downs, and, they're really good in their pass rush and the schemes and the way that they scheme up things. So just being prepared for that, and then just handling the situations. I think we did a pretty good job last year, but we weren't great in situational football, and so handling those situations when they come about in the game.
I know we're only 4 weeks in and focus on the task at hand, but you're in the midst of doing something that we frankly haven't really seen before. The guy was a backup for 7 years, and now you're in the top of the league in passer rating. You just got offensive player of the week.
You surprised by that?
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you told me before the season, I'd be a little surprised.
Yeah, it's because you never watched me throw. Yeah.
What are you making of all that?
I don't make nothing of it. I'm just playing ball, doing what I'm supposed to do. And like I said, it's a testament to the guys I'm playing with and around. None of that's possible without, the offensive line protecting the way they do, receivers getting open and catching the way they do, Shane calling great plays. So it's more of a collective thing versus just me, myself. I know that it's more that goes into it, and everyone's doing their part and pulling their weight.
Do you take issue with anybody who is surprised by that?
I have no issue with anybody at all. But if you are surprised, it's just because you never seen me throw.
Going back to training camp, going against when Tariq Woolen's out there, was there a moment or play that stood out like, okay, even by NFL standards, this guy's different speed-wise?
Yeah, there was a bunch of plays, man. I mean, he made so many great plays in camp. I mean, I can't, speak on one specific play. But, just trying to, going at him thinking, okay, if you get a one-on-one against a rookie, 9 times out of 10, you're feeling like, okay, we got a great matchup. And then seeing that, well, man, he's kind of, shutting it down, and it's probably not the best to just go at him all the time. So, he's a freak of nature. He's 6'4", runs a 4.2. He's got great ball skills, and, he's just, growing into what he's going to become. He's got a lot of room to grow as well, and I can't wait to see it, man. He's already off to a great start.
There's a lot of measures to success for the offense, but not having Michael Dixon punt in the game. Where does that rank as far as measures of success in a game?
I would say that's pretty successful not to punt in the game. Obviously Michael's a great punter, and he's always going to give you something inside the 20. He's always doing a great job at flipping field position for us. But we want to go out there and score points, and if that means giving him the day off, then that's what it'll be.
You mentioned Demario Davis. He really had a good game against you guys last year, if I recall. What's sort of the challenge with him, and what makes him unique and all that?
Demario and I were on the Jets together when I got drafted, and he's always been a great run and hit player. He's got a lot of passion. He's the leader of that team, leader of that defense, and he's very smart. He calls the defense. He can get them in and out of any check, any call. You can see that he and the D coordinator, they're locked in with what they're seeing and how they want to play. And so, he's always been a great player, and he's a really good middle linebacker, and we just got to be ready to know where he is and take advantage of opportunities when we have them.
In Detroit after the game, a lot of the guys talked about the communication and how effective you and the offense was getting to the right checks and through the noise and everything. How's Austin Blythe helped you, and what's he been good at in that regard?
Man, Austin is congratulations to Austin as well. He just had a baby, but Austin has done a great job, man. His communication is outstanding. He makes it extremely easy on the quarterback. I'm not up there yelling all the calls to all the guys. I can say one thing and he'll get the rest of it communicated, and he's just on point at every step of the way. Our communication has grown, is continuing to grow, and Austin does a great job, man. I mean, he's communicating and leading all the guys, and you can see. I mean, we got 2 rookie tackles out there, and we don't bat an eye, with the protections we're calling and the things we're doing, and a lot of that has to do with Austin and the way he communicates and gets guys lined up and gets them, in the right places.
Every center has to communicate. What does he do that's unique or different or effective?
No, I wouldn't say it's unique or different. He's just great at it. He's a great communicator. He does a great job, and you can see that collectively all the guys are on the same page, and he's spearheading that.
Is sort of the command you have at the line of scrimmage and making those checks and calls and stuff like that, is that something you get a lot better at? Kind of, are you maybe better at that now than you were when you came in with the Jets and all that, just from experience?
No. I've been doing that since I was in high school, Little Leagues. I used to check plays in Little League. So, I mean, it's something that, it's been a part of my game. I've always made that a focal point of my game, playing above the neck. I feel like I'm physically talented, but I think you gain an edge when you're able to play above the neck, and all my favorite quarterbacks did that, and so I just try and emulate that.
In between series, do you get a chance to talk to anyone or anything, or you just kind of to yourself?
Yeah, we all talk. Communication is huge in between series. The first thing that I do is I get to the sideline, I talk to Shane, I talk to the QBs, see what they're seeing, look at the pad, and then if there's any adjustments that needs to be made, I'll go to the specific guy, or if we're thinking about getting to a play or a check, I'll make sure I alert that guy so that he's ready for it when it happens.
On the tablets, those pictures or those videos?
Pictures. Mm-hmm.
Oh, one last thing. Why do you wear 7?
Well, that's a good question. So my grandmother, she was born May 7th. She passed June 7th, 2012, right before my senior season. And I felt like that number was just so significant right there. And then when I got to the Jets, I had 2 options. It was either 7 or 17, which my son was born 7/17. I think numerology is like huge in my life, and I think number 7 is the number of completion. It's also G is the 7th letter of the alphabet. So. It's a lot of reasons.
Not like you thought about it before. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.